7:15 in the morning, the firing started. October 26 was Sanvel's birthday, my eldest son. We kept waiting that day for the call, but the call never came. The birth of the project coincided with a difficult and fatal period for Armenia. In fact, the idea of the project was born in March 2020, when we received a letter from Nejdet Demiryan, head of SOAR's East Asia headquarters, who sent us information about the family of the hero killed in the Azerbaijan shootout and offered to help the 3 minor children of the victim. SOAR's executive board believed that helping the families of fallen soldiers would be an excellent way to make sure that these children would never have to be institutionalized. The project was called Families of Fallen Soldiers Relief. We developed the project standards. The project was different from the support projects implemented by SOAR, so far in psychological terms as well, to help families with human losses, especially children, to overcome the grief, isolation, fear, and uncertainty of tomorrow.
SOAR's mission very broadly is to provide assistance to orphaned Armenian children. But the work that we do in Armenia spans the entire child protection system. So one of the paths that we follow is to try to prevent institutionalization of children. So we work at the front end of the child protection system to keep children out of the system. And this is why we created the Families of Fallen Soldiers Relief Fund, really for 2 reasons. Number 1, to honor the Armenian soldiers killed in battle, and number 2, to provide the assistance to the spouses, the wives, the families whose fallen soldiers left behind children. The purpose of the fund is to make sure that the children of fallen soldiers never have to be institutionalized.
We learned about SOAR because some very kind people heard about our case, came to our house and offered their help. The first organization to reach out to us was SOAR, for which I am very grateful. Thank you to all members of SOAR, their founder, to give me a helping hand from the very beginning. I didn't know the name of the organization. I didn't know about SOAR, but I quickly got acquainted with Ripsime. In families where there is human loss, it is more comforting to have someone willing to listen to you than simply providing financial support. Every SOAR team member considered it our duty to be by their side, to share the grief and to express readiness to support, because many of them stressed that financial support was not essential. They were most happy that there was someone who visited them, was interested in them, and who listened and shared their problems. I think we should pay more attention to such families. A simple, human, warm attitude can solve many problems. Every month, I am waiting for their visit. They come, listen to me, give me advice, and thus we started to cooperate with each other. The first meetings with many families took place during the war months. Of course, it was difficult than ever, but the willingness to share the pain was great. The sadness and half smiles of children's eyes will be remembered for a long time. I can't forget the question of an 8-year-old child addressed to me. I look like my father, right?
Հայրիկիս եմ նկարում, որ ինքը զոհվել է, ուրախ թռնում է, հրեշտակ եմ իրան նկարել։ Որ ինքը ուրախ թռնում է, օդով դինում է։
So the process for our Fallen Soldiers Fund is relatively simple. We get a referral for a particular family. Our staff in Armenia interview the family to confirm their eligibility and, more importantly, assess what their needs are. And then over the course of the next several days, week or two, we attempt to procure sponsors for the families. We have had amazing success with the ability to get sponsors for all of the fallen soldier families that we support. And the type of support that we've been able to provide includes everything from basic financial assistance for food and utilities to housing assistance, rent for an apartment, purchasing of space, to counseling for the surviving spouse of the fallen soldier, educational expenses like tuition for the children, and then hopefully providing also vocational training, job placement assistance, professional orientation assistance for the surviving spouse so that she can ultimately become the sole breadwinner for the family, and again to assure that the child or children never have to be institutionalized.
Support has been provided to more than 90 families, a part of which moved from different cities and villages of Artsakh to different regions of Armenia during the war. We have families from Artsakh, Yerevan, Aragatsotn, Lori, Ararat, Armavir, Kotayk, Gegharkunik, and Shirak regions. We currently have 185 children included in the project. As for women, some of them cannot work at the moment due to having a baby. Some of them are studying, and some have already received professional qualifications through our coordination so that they can start to become self-sufficient. I like to make cakes very much, but I haven't made them since my husband died, because he liked the cakes I made. When they asked me what courses do I prefer, I said baking classes, and I started to attend to those classes with financial support of SOAR. I went and studied baking with great pleasure, and my daughter learned with me. Now I want to continue one more month. I would never have pursued baking without the help of SOAR. The families of the killed or seriously injured soldiers are provided with social, psychological, professional, educational and financial support. All the families regularly have psychological meetings with our skilled specialists. Needs assessments are carried out regularly. Within the framework of the project, the wives of the fallen soldiers participate in various professional trainings of their own will. Women are also provided with professional tools after completing the courses. At the moment, 20 women have participated in professional trainings. With the help of SOAR, I decided to participate in computer classes. I attended the courses for 2 months and got computer skills, which I hope will help me to find a job. But the greatest step for me, all thanks to SOAR, was bringing me out of the bad emotional situation from home, which will always be my first job.
Ես դա համարում եմ իմ առաջի աշխատանքը։
One of the main goals of the project is to support the children of fallen soldiers in higher or secondary vocational education, ensuring their prosperous future. According to the latest updated data, educational support in the amount of 3,062,000 dram has been provided. Each month, the families receive a support amount minimum 50,000 drams, which helps with their children's needs, utility bills, and housing. During 1 year, similar assistance was provided to families in the amount of 36,085,830 drams. We had many psychological and experience exchange meetings with the women. During that time, women shared information about their past difficulties and ways to overcome them.
Ես կարծում եմ, որ հոգեբանական աջակցության անհրաժեշտությունը
I think that efforts should be made to keep the constant psychological support, because at this point, I consider this type of support more important. Psychological support is a work with suffering. The amount of suffering that has befallen our and those Armenian families who have lost their fathers and husbands is big. Through SOAR, today, I met young women who were ready to move forward and who felt themselves in safe hands. SOAR has provided special security. This is what should be done for the families who suffered in the war and have losses. To say that we are by your side, we will accompany you. With that security, families can begin to recover. This summer, 4 children had the opportunity to participate in a 7-day camp in Bulgaria. The whole trip lasted 10 days, during which the children had the opportunity to sightsee in Sofia and participate in a 7-day camp in Bansko, making new friends. August, a 3-day vacation was organized in Dilijan for the families of Shirak and Lori regions. During those 3 days, the women had psychological classes and the children participated in interesting and fun activities. On March 8, June 1st, September 1st, gifts were given to the women and children of the families included in the project, and events were organized in line with the theme of the day. Every path is a beginning. Working with the families of fallen soldiers, we realized that there was a need to establish a center whose main purpose would be to pay tribute to our immortal heroes, to keep their memory alive in our and in the hearts of future generations, and to bring together families in the same situation. One of the goals of the center is to inspire women with faith in the future, to help them not to be broken and to keep the desire to live bright. It is our duty to support these families so that their life clock has a normal course.
I now present to you Source Center for Families of Fallen Soldiers Relief Fund. And I would like to welcome you to the opening of this very important center to SOAR and to Armenia. 7 months before the 44-day war, it seems it was assigned to do so. During these 44 days, and being in the US, I felt helpless. However, knowing that SOAR has created this fund, it brought me great strength that we would be helping these families.
After a while, they called me and asked if I would like to go to Gyumri, so they would fulfill the promise of hike, but of course in their own way. I said yes, that would be nice. And today, when I came and at the entrance of the city saw the writing Gyumri, I felt the way I had felt when I came with him. The road, the conversation, and the promise that he couldn't fulfill himself. I will build a 23-room house with red and black stones and give the biggest room to my mother and paint it the colors she wants. I liked everything today, but most of all I liked the girls' room in the museum and the legend they told.
He
called. It was 15 minutes to 10. He told me, "Give the phone to Mariana. I do not have enough time to talk to everyone. Say hello to everyone. And let me say a few words to Mariana." I joked, "Is only Mariana your child? What about the others?" He said that the others had managed to feel his love. Once, when my father came from defensive fighting positions, we went with him to his friend's Karvacar. I saw a dog there. I didn't know that my father bought a dog for me. He said that the dog was mine.
Our SOURCE supporters have been extremely generous with their time and resources over the course of the last year, and I'm grateful to all of them. Thank you to everybody who has assisted the Artsakh relief efforts. Without you, we wouldn't have the Families of Fallen Soldiers Relief Fund or the Fallen Soldiers Relief Center that we have in Yerevan.
Thank you to all SOUR sponsors who stood by us. Thank you to all the families who believed and trusted us. Let our greatest love be our homeland, and let our greatest dream be to change the world to kindness. The meaning of life is in the belief that tomorrow will be better.